like a winding road into open space. I kinda never know which turn you'll take. Don't wanna hold you back, and that'll never change. Tell me, who am I to stand in your way? You're my dandelion, born to fly over horizons. Carry me away.
You go for it, dude.
Alrighty. Hey everybody, welcome to At the Table this week. I am here with Ray and Jay.
At a table.
At a table. And we are on Chapel Hill's campus today, and we are enjoying this lovely weather. In these past couple weeks, we've been talking about how we measure our lives. And you've seen Jay and I get to talk about that at the table through loving and giving. And then this upcoming week, we're going to get to talk about service. And Ray's brought us wonderful messages on loving and giving for how we measure our lives. But what brought you to the core of how we serve as a way to measure our life?
Well, interestingly enough, the table we're at is a monument to the people that built UNC Chapel Hill. And some of them were essentially enslaved labor. This table is a huge slab of black marble, and underneath it are, I don't know, 300, looks like people holding the whole table up and giving homage to those folks who serve that allow the rest of us to be here on this campus. But what really brought me to this kind of measuring our life, I don't know, I have a feeling that all of us want to know, are we hitting the mark? Are we making the grade? Do we measure up? And that kind of got it played in my head some. As we're talking about it and getting ready to film, like thinking about filming the next day or so, I learned that a group of our men were building a treehouse who normally build wheelchair ramps. We're building a treehouse for Cade, who his dad has a horrible illness and can't do for what he'd like to do for his son. And these guys went over there.
A person who works with their hands is a laborer. A person who works with their hands and their head is a craftsman. A person who works with their hands and their head and their heart is an artist.
Oh. When you have people that love Jesus the Christ and who understand that our loving and giving and serving are core components, just absolutely core of who we are. And if we're not in some way, if I go over to build a tree house, yeah, that's exactly what everybody would be doing. They were like, that's a what? So that is, no. And we all can't do that. But I had a woman today that came in by to pick up note cards because she's exemplary at writing notes to people in ways that I can't do that touches people's lives. And so that is serving. And so it seems to me that that's what we want to get at. I don't know if that may, but I'm interested in seeing, because you guys were there, by the way, I'll remind you that I had the flu the week that this happened, and then I had to be away at a conference the next week. And so these guys are off on their own. But the good news about this, I didn't have to worry about it. It was in good hands, and I knew they were going to be. But I called Jay the day before, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
And say, hey.
The night before.
The night before.
It happened to be happening.
Yeah, and I didn't. You happened to be happening because I didn't know. I mean, I literally did not know until right before I called him.
Funny enough, we had the idea of measuring a carpentry metaphor.
Yeah, that's what we were looking for.
The image in our mind, feel like the Holy Spirit was giving us that image, and then you contacted him.
Yeah, and I mean, we're thinking about, well, maybe we have a measuring stick, or if we could find somebody in a tool shop.
Yeah.
Well, and that's how it started. I called the guy, Steve, who you met, because he has a shop. Steve, hey, we're thinking about this, and he goes, well, I can't do it tomorrow because we're going to be building a tree house. I'm like, you're doing what? I'm building a tree house. That's what the beauty of this is.
Yeah, it is.
These men did this out of who they are.
That's what a Christian community it looks like.
That's exactly right. So, but I want to know, what was your experience of that, guys? I mean, because at the end of the video, I get to see Cade actually for the first time. And by the way, his mom says he can't get it. He wants lights on it so he can be outside with it.
Did you hear
he wants lights.
One of these little video clips, Steve says, my grandsons live out there.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Katie's doing the same thing. He wants to stay out there all the time. So
Okay.
what was it seeing, feeling, experiencing that whole event?
So I was there when they were building it. And Daniel had some other things he had to do, but Daniel came right at the end and lives right up around the corner, so he walked
Easy to
over.
get to. Mhm.
And what was really interesting was Daniel was there after the treehouse was done, and yet we've mentioned this previously. They saw a need with a bunch of limbs in the yard, and they did that. I mean, like you're looking at like this is in the right way. This is very easy for them. I don't mean easy like
It
not
wasn't
work.
burdensome.
Yes, like
It wasn't, I've got to do this. I got to check it off to be a Christian. It wasn't any of that
Like-
kind of nonsense.
and that word serve or service changes in God's economy somehow.
Yeah.
It's a plus,
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
minus.
There's a sense of freedom in it.
Yeah, there you go.
About that more.
There's the
Yes.
sacrifice, and there was so much freedom and life, both in those who were serving and sacrificing, as well as those who were receiving it, that they continued to go beyond and to continue to
It was
serve, to
just
continue to
natural.
sacrifice.
It was just natural.
Yeah.
It just is like walking.
I mean, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
when I heard Steve say it, Steve was like, "Well, it's going to take Daniel about 10 minutes to get here. Why don't we just go get this pile?" And everybody's like, "Good."
Yeah. There's
So
a
he
freedom in it.
didn't have to talk him into it. They didn't have to argue with him.
No.
They just, off they went.
Yeah.
So can I tell a story here about serving? We didn't plan this.
Yeah.
But I look, I'm an extrovert. You know, I don't mind being in the middle of stuff,
Yeah.
Ray.
Yeah.
And so we go to a gathering of some friends of ours. So we go to a friend's house in Concord, North Carolina, Concord, border of Charlotte, and they're having an engagement party. And I'm going, and there's some people there that don't think I'm hot stuff, that are bored with me, and I'm being around these people who don't even think I'm interested. And they may be right, but I don't think they're right. but I'm just like kind of a little bummed going into this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just gonna have to be small. I'm just gonna have to not be a big presence, and nobody's gonna care I'm there.
Mhm.
You know. And so I go, and I'm like, all right, fine. You know, like I'm finally growing up. I can handle that.
I don't have to be the center.
Some people be like, that's a dream.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, oh man, nobody noticed. What is this? It didn't even seem real.
Yeah.
So I go there, and I am small.
Mhm.
And I'm like, nobody cared. Like there are people I knew from college who were like, oh, you're here, yeah, and just moving on until the very end of the party, and it was time to clean up.
Yeah.
And I finally have learned, partly through our filming, have learned more of these lessons. You've been on this journey with me because I've talked about it enough. So I looked up and I looked around and I said, how can I be helpful right now? And I just did constant small cleanup things.
By the way, you're asking yourself, not somebody else.
Yeah. I'm just, how can I be helpful right now? What can I do? Like literally stopping, looking up, looking around. Oh, and so I just start cleaning up, and I just keep stopping and looking around and cleaning up. And then you know what happened? In the middle, like with the 20 people who were left, I was like the hero of the day. I'm not kidding, Ray. It was wild. I mean, it was like heart stopping. Like for 15 minutes, they kept talking about how helpful I was. And I'm like, where was this when I was 20?
Yeah.
Where was this when I felt unimportant
Yeah.
and I went into a room and tried to be important?
Yeah. What do you think you'd have missed out on if you had
Man,
not
like-
done that?
I mean, yeah, like everybody's like, you okay, so someone said to me years ago, it took me like 5 years to understand this statement, was the things you do are the stories I can tell other people when they ask me about you. The things you do are the stories I can tell other people when they ask me about you. We're like, so you know Ray Warren? Yeah. And people ask me about Ray Warren, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna give a good descriptor, but then I'm gonna start telling stories.
Yeah. We have enough of them.
You know, right? Like there's a spider on you.
Yeah. That's
So
glad he's not there anymore.
So we developed a phrase in our family: "Be helpful, not impressive."
Yeah.
That's our phrase in our family, and I think that goes right along with this. That's how you measure. So if you want to measure a life by being impressive, people are like, yeah, whatever. They just like he thinks he's important probably. But if you measure your life by being helpful, people, you know, I mean, it happened with my son at a company he worked at this summer. He worked at a landscape firm, like installing plants and stuff on multi-million-dollar homes. Even one here in Chapel Hill in Gimgle neighborhood over there. And he just thinks, how can I be helpful right now?
Yeah.
And he ended up getting a promotion in 2 weeks. And the guy that had the master's degree and all this sort of stuff, he wasn't helpful, and they fired him.
Yeah.
So
There
the
you
kid
go.
who doesn't know anything, who's helpful, like there's a dead tree in a yard, And he goes, why is this tree dead? Can I dig it up? And the big boss goes, okay, sure, yeah. And he goes and looks under there, finds a rock, cleans the rock out. They come in and plant a new tree. The homeowner brags. Homeowner's like, you guys are amazing. To the big boss.
Yeah.
The boss.
Yeah.
All of that is, Ray, I'm saying it's not just cute. I'm saying I now have enough evidence to say that this idea of serve as how you measure a life, I think it's real, Ray.
Well, I think it is. I think there's no doubt it's real.
Right.
But it took me forever to get in there.
Yeah.
To get in, you say, go ahead.
And I think part of what your story from earlier at that party with your friends gets at is that God designed us for many things, but two things in particular: connection with one another and service to one another, and service to God and connection with God. And that story captures the ways in which those things are meant to be together.
I mean,
connection
it's like,
and service.
My serving you is literally serving God.
Yes.
Literally, is literally serving
they're
God.
both commandments in one.
Yes, I mean, there's no detachment there. When you do that, Jesus, I'm saying, when you do one of them,
Yeah.
I mean,
you do it. I mean, it's
Matthew
literally,
25.
yeah. I mean, it's, and I think that's one of the places I think in scriptures where Jesus meant that literally, that when you're doing that, you're touching the throne room of my heart.
Yeah.
And the guys who were building that treehouse, you'll go down in history.
Yeah.
Quite literally,
Yeah.
because there's a kid that his mom can't get him out of his treehouse at night, and he wants lights around it, and you did that for their family. What a gift that is. That's serving. Want to get us out of here?
Yeah, we hope you'll join us for this Sunday to learn more about how we measure our life by how we serve as we explore this text from Mark. And so we'll see you next week at the table.
That was powerful, guys.
So we get that first one cut.
So if you get the first one right, then you just get rolling on the rest.
Exactly. All you got to do is get the first one right.